Hi everyone, and welcome back. Here's another session of our 101s little chats. And today, it started pretty awesome because it's 1st of March and I've got quite a few messages from some of my family and some of my friends in Europe. And I want to thank you so very much because spring starts, and spring is a lovely reason for celebration back home, and it sort of brings back a lot of nice memories, and a lifestyle that seems so far away, because believe it or not, here in Perth, 1st of March, it's a rainy day, sort of on and off, but cloudy, gray. Autumn starts in the southern hemisphere, so it's more of a dreamy day with a nice cup of coffee, a bit of looking out the window, a bit of daydreaming, definitely a bit of reading. But today, perhaps in the spirit of yesterday and also of a Monday, there's no theory, there's no try to do this, there's no remember that, there's no precious direction as to how to go about things. I guess sometimes we just, I'd like to think that each and every one of us, we would like to have days when we just let imagination run wild, when we are not feeling sad or mad or anything like that, but we're sort of at peace, we're okay, we're having days when things are just okay, and you like where you're at, and you like where you're going, and you're taking a bit of a mental count as to where it is that you're floating, how it is that your life is panning out right now on so many different mirrors, so many different pieces, and you're okay. And coffee's good. And yes, it's raining, but if you're one of those people that can recharge on rain, or even just go to sleep, I don't know, whatever works for you. But for me, rain is it's like a massive charger of everything, and it brings a bit of calmness into everything around me and within me. Luckily for us here in Perth, well, in Australia, we have a public holiday today, so we stayed home for Labor Day, and rain and all, it's actually good to stay in, to sip something warm, to think about things, to read a little, and to spend some time on the phone and answering messages and calls, and catch up and breathe and let again imagination run wild. It's like a day for recharging, and also like a day for planning, like reassessing where is it that we're going, how how the next week's routine is going to look like. And it's good. It's actually sort of kind of falling into place. And it's a good feeling to have, I guess, slowing down and just taking in the rain and letting your mind just wander without making plans, without analyzing too much, without trying to make sense of things too much, without overthinking, just being, just enjoying quietness and proximity, maybe, and just letting your imagination run wild. Dream of things. Speaking of dreaming of things, let me share something with you, because it's the best thing you can do on a day like this. Remember our lovely Patrick Lindsay, and at page 90 it says, it doesn't say anything about rain or a day like this, but it says, try finding beauty in mind pictures. There are no boundaries to our imaginations. We can envisage our goals. When you plan your goals in your subconscious, they act like an unseen GPS, guiding your decisions and placing you on the path to realizing them. And perhaps is the little quote at the bottom, one of Paulo Coelho, little gimmicks. I'm sure you heard of him. Mind you, some time ago I actually tried to read that famous book, The Alchemist. I think I didn't even get to page 14 or something like that. I just couldn't. I just thought to myself, what on earth, what? And you know when you don't gel with things, and I thought to myself, half the planet thinks this is an awesome blooming novel, and I can't even make it to page 20. And at the time I didn't. And guess what? I never read the book. In the meantime, I did read some other stuff of what he said, and he says, among other many things, it's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. And that I kind of like, because imagination never hurt anyone. Dreams are just, I think dreams are just meant to point us in some sort of direction. They don't even need to come true. Sometimes you dream of something and you end up in a completely different valley. But it's having that to start with. It's letting that imagination do its thing. And on a day like this in Perth, cloudy afternoon, I think that's the best way to spend this few hours. So I'll see you again tomorrow, and we'll get back into the swing of things. But for today, just breathe in, try to smell the rain wherever it is that you are, and dream. Have a little dream. Thank you. See you tomorrow.